Okay, guys, we're going to try it again, and hopefully Makhaya is online so that he can join us for the conversation. What we're talking about is bowling partnerships here as I take over SuperSport's Insta Live. This was the post that we put up. Donald Pollock, that was such an awesome combination, wasn't it? Pollock and Ntini, Ntini and Stain for Lander. And I do see you. I see you, Makhaya. I think that Makhaya, perhaps you're busy with your marathoning, like you usually do. Oh,
How are you?
So good, so good. You're giving me great
Yeah.
there, Makhaya.
No, man, it's a good house, and everybody has different what you call lines. So I had to use my wife's one.
White.
Yeah, you know, Moses. That's why they keep the money.
Okay, you were talking about that period when you entered the team, made your international debut, 1998. Already there is Pollock and Donald.
Yes, it was a good time for me. I think I think I burst into the scene, at the right time, because Pollock and Donald, they just finished. Oh man, Allen was just finished, and then I walked in a perfect space because Sean, he has been there for quite a while, and then me coming in, he became my idol in a way of he makes sure that he monitor every single thing that I do. He became a mentor, and then he really made me feel welcomed, on the seniority, leadership.
It must have been, I mean, what a nice partner to have who can feed into you. What do you think was the best thing about the combination when you two were at your peak?
But I think the freedom, one of the best part, because he allowed me to do what I feel, what I think it's necessary for the team. It was not a war individual where you say, no, I want to shine and everything. He made sure that he guides me because the team was the first thing in our mind to win the series, no matter what country we're playing against. So Paulie, he was a leader on his own side of things. And then from my point of view, learning from him, what length I should be bowling, in a certain batters, especially you look like you go to the subcontinent and then you're going to be bowling to Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, and all those guys that they really destroy, a bowler if he doesn't know what he's doing. You go to the West Indies, you've got the likes of Brian Lara, Chris Gayle, and all of them. So it really, the partnership of myself and Paulie, it grows me into the game, make me a grown man regarding of leading, my own pack and being able to, to lead up front as well. If he doesn't take wickets, I make sure that I run, on my other end to get wickets for him as well.
Rich Rick says, what a team that was, and not just the bowling partnership, but everybody almost like fed into each other.
Yes, it was perfect. I think, having that kind of leaderships, and around you, it really gives you the sense of belonging. I know that there will be Jonty Rhodes and on the other side who will shout, and saying, what are you doing? How come you bowl out volley? So you have those kind of players, and then Brian Macmillan at the end as well, who will come and stand next to you and say, what are you doing? This is not how it's supposed to be done. So, and then that if there's anything happened, you've got the likes of Jock Cullis, at the back, where they will never put anything down. Daryl Cullinan was part of that. We trusted all of those guys because they were, the leaders of the team. They wanted to win. They want us to make sure that we work hard. I remember that myself and Monando Haywood, we were juniors at that time.
Brilliant. What a nice way to reminisce. If you are just joining us, this is Crystal and Makhaya, and we're basically taking over SuperSport's Instagram because just a few weeks ago we were chatting about bowling partnerships on our social media and it caused such a stir. So we thought, let's just get like one of our best fast bowlers that we've ever had, because is it true that they say you like hunt in pairs?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's the name of the game. That's why we've got the likes of Del Stay now, and for the likes of Vernon Philander, because they watch us in any case how we hunt. You know, we had the spirit of never die. You know, we believe that the country depend on us. If we don't take 20 wickets, the team will never win. You know, so we had that belief that we need to make sure that we punch first instead of waiting for the team to score 700 runs, and then we wonder how we're gonna get there. Is either we get bowled out, you know, before even we get to 500 for second innings, you know. So we needed to be those kind of you know, workhorses, if I can put it that way, where we lead up front, we bowl team out cheaply, so that our batsmen can make sure that they have a leading runs, you know, when it comes, you know, for us to bat if we had to bowl first, you know, so we can be given an opportunity to relax when we're bowling for our second innings, not being under pressure.
So new ball, very important. I'm going to share a memory with you. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I had to wait for 4 years for that one, Crystal.
I mean, to be able to get a 10-wicket haul at Lords, be the first African to ever do it, it does take such great partnerships, great synergy. Can you tell us about how that worked together on the days of that test?
You know, if you, Crystal, do you have time? I should ask you that way.
We're under lockdown all the time in the world.
We're on the lockdown. You're quite right. You know, whatever that had happened in England. You know, I remember '97 touring there for the first time. You know, I think we were 18 or 20 of us as a team. Now, because of the changing room, we're very small. So that we had to, you know, being sent into other counties, we go and play because there's no space for all of us. But during the practice time, when we walked in those changing rooms, seeing the names, and then I saw my favorite guy there, Marco Marshall, and I said, wow, if Marco Marshall is on this list, if I come here again, I want to put my name right underneath his name. So I had to wait for that much, you know, for me to be able to do that. And then when I was selected 4 years later.
Underneath McGraw and Gillespie.
Yes, yes. You know, so it's one of those things, you know, when you dream of something, you know, when it comes, you get pumped up because you've been waiting for that long. You know, for me to wait for that 4 years, you know, period of being able to go back and play in England, represent South Africa, you know, being able to achieve that, man, it was something special.
So you bowled with Andrew Hall was in the team at that time, and Polly.
Yes, yes.
That competition, can you talk about that one?
Wow. You know, another thing, if I can tell you that one, you know, was the Lord's ground is lifted, you know, it's almost like a slope. So no one wanted to bowl from the, you know, media end because they're worried that, you know, they'll be bowling wides and everything because of the slope. I enjoy that one because England had a lot of left-handers. So for me, it was one of the best side to bowl at. You know, I really enjoyed it. And then we lost one of our bowlers as well. And then I counted every single one of us who's around who's going to bowl. And then, you know, if this guy, they take 2 wickets, I can't take my 10 for. So when we lost, I think was this guy, I just forgot his name, from Free State. Anyway, he got injured. Then I knew that my chances are up because I need to take his wicket to get to my first fiver. So when Paulie and Andrew Hall didn't, you know, they were wicketless. And then I kept taking wickets. You know, I was absolutely enjoying myself, knowing that whatever that happened in the second innings, I think I need a little bit lesser, you know, to take my 10 for.
What a memory. When was the last time you bowled a ball in anger?
Me? I played club cricket.
Oh.
Yeah, I still play every Sunday.
Who do you play
I can't let it go, man. It's not easy.
Who do you play for?
It's not easy to let go. I didn't hear that, Crystal.
Who do you play for, and how good is the team?
No, we're on a Premier League. You know, our team is very good. The Willows, we call it Willows. You know, Winter Rose, that's where, you know, our team is extended.
Awesome. It's so nice that you still play. I mean, you are like the most active. If I had to, like, if we had a leaderboard as to most active commentators.
Crystal, if I had to sit down, probably I'll die within a week. I can't afford to sit down.
Wow. How many overs could you bowl in a row?
How many of us I could bowl in a row, Crystal? In my times, Crystal, I can hold the ball the whole day. Come on, I've got a water in the boundary. I keep running. You know, if that could be done, I could bowl both ends.
Only you, Makhaya.
Yeah.
Timo Dean is asking about your son and how inspired. He asks, you and your son, like just the lessons that you learn from each other. Have you been teaching him a lot during this lockdown? Is he with you?
No, we're training together. We've got a gym at home, so we're both, you know, giving time, you know, to do some training, and then we watch some videos. If he is sitting in his room, there's a video of mine that he tend to pass to. You send it straight to me. There's a one now which is we played against New Zealand at Newlands. You know, where I keep on hitting the New Zealand batters. So he sent me that one, and then I laughed and I said to him, "In my time."
Carlo Miller has just sent a message to us asking you if you are just watching. We're talking about bowling partnerships, but Carlo Miller would like to know, what was your greatest achievement in your career?
I think my greatest achievement in my career is to play at Lords, because I had to wait for 4 years. And then I think, you know, passing Alan Donald and passing, you know, my hero Malcolm Marshall's is wicket taking. I think it was 377. Yeah, that was one of the achievement that I was really looking forward to have it. Or I would say the record to break.
390 test wickets. Makhaya.
Just 10 before 400.
Yes. Why did you have to? This is what Captain Hendo said. Hanging up your spikes. Do you remember that? I mean, and what did that feel like? Did you think that, okay, 10 more, just one more test match, you'd have gotten it?
No, I wanted to do so, but you know, the opportunity has to be cutted very quickly for me, because I was still, you know, in a very good shape, and I was even after, you know, I was dropped in Cape Town, I went to England, and then I was the leading wicket taker in the counties. I thought I would be selected to go to the West Indies, but I didn't. So that was the end of my career, you know, just by not picking up a wicket in one game.
Another question from Homie on our Insta Live asks,
is that Homie?
Best batsman that you bowl to?
Stephen Roger War. Yep. I think Stephen Roger War, he was one of the batsmen that could never give his wickets away. You know, he was a stubborn batsman, if I can put it that way. You know, I watch him, you know, being hit by Alan Donald all over his body. But at the end of the day, he was still there. And then the worst thing within all of that, he came across us into our changing room. You know, had a towel in his ribs. So when he sat next to Alan Donald, he took the towel off. You could see, you know, the bruises all over. So that was one of the, you know, the worst thing I've actually ever seen from the batsman point of view. Not to give away his wicket, but at the same time, at the end of the day, come across to the team that they're playing against, you know, to show that you're not going to do anything. I'm still there. You know, so that was incredible thing, to see that, he could do that. Most of us, you get hit twice, and the next thing you throw your wicket away.
Oh, it must have been so scary to face you. I'm loving the comments that are coming through. Brandon asks, if you had to bowl with, if you had to bowl with any other bowler from your generation, who would you choose besides the Pollocks and the Staines that you?
No, I think Pollock is still stands. I will never be able to bowl with someone else besides Paulie. But I think, the reason why I said that, I think we learn more from each other, because why? We're not doing exactly the same thing. He's that line and length person. He's a person that he doesn't really have to fight with you, but work with you. He's not a person that he really wants to shine, but he wants everyone to shine. So I think Paulie, he stands out within of by far with everyone else.
Sounds like such a nice teammate as well.
Yeah, of course. Of course, he's a nice teammate. Not saying anything about Delstein, Andre now, they've played their role. We've seen them, their partnership as well, Delstein with Vernon Philander. I think we have a lot of people that we choose to be part of, and then we choose to be really feel like you are so comfortable with that person regarding of the roles that we play, and then, Paulie, it's something else, man. We can go the whole night talking about him. And I think he had that much of a sense of humor where you don't feel that he is trying to be more than you. He's always on down to earth with everybody. He works hard. We all know that. Even himself, he doesn't go to bed without going to the gym and count his calories, how many he has spent.
And what is it like now that you're still in an environment together, commentating together?
No, it's still the same. We sit down and have a cup of coffee together. Especially when his family is around. He's a person who enjoys, the outing. Sitting out, with the rest of people. He doesn't shy away. He gives you time. He sit down. He talks to you. It's that particular person, because I'm still learning into the industry as well of commentary. He's been there for quite some time. So, we talk about those things, how, to go about with certain things.
Just going back to the era that you bowled during, were there some other bowlers in your era that you really enjoyed watching, and other bowling partnerships that you enjoyed?
I think Andre Nell was one of those ones. He really gave his heart out. I remember we played in England in Centurion, where he came around to Straussy. Straussy didn't know what to do. So I used to be on the other end and says, "Kill him!" And then you see Nella, running. And then you see Andre now running in with his big legs and everything. He breaks the shoes and everything. For me, those are the kind of characters that you need in your team, whereby when you throw the ball to anyone, it's not going to be just putting the ball there. He's going to run in because he wants to work. He wants to be part of the team. Even though he doesn't get wickets, but you can see that he makes sure that when his time, he really runs in.
And what was Paul Adams like?
Jorge, I didn't play much with him. I didn't play much with him because as I walked into the scene, Paul Adams was already, in and out of the team. But I started with him anyway, if I can say that, because we were together from under 19 Coquwick, but he went, quicker to play against England as well, if you remember. And then they call him a Spider-Man, where he just pick up wickets left and right because they couldn't read him. He was a good bowler, but unfortunately his back sees in because of the action that he has.
Bruce Edie just sent a message. He asked, who was your bunny? Who did you get out a lot?
Ricky Ponting or Brian Lara.
What a nice list.
Now I've got a third one. Yeah. Matthew Hayden.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they were susceptible to your tactics?
But I think, you know, it was, they wanted to bully us. You know, those are the ones that they wanted to be on top of you. So, but if you're not strong enough into your areas, you know, they can really get on top of you. If you know that Matthew Hayden is a tall chap, he runs down the crease and then he's trying to hit you over the top. Some bowlers, they get scared of that. They won't be able to come back and bowl. So that's what he wants, you know. But for me, it becomes a challenge because I want to grow. You know, I want to be able to bowl to the best of the best. So that's the reason I think I was so fortunate that I could get their wickets. They became my bunnies. You know, I became that person, you know, that you have to watch off.
What was, when you bowled against Hayden, what was your go-to ball?
Look, Hayden, it's a very aggressive batter. You know, he wants to score quickly. We all know that. But he's got his weakness as well. You know, if you bowl outside the off stump, it does flash because he's a tall batsman. So he lunges all the time. So your line has to be very, very perfect with him. But for me, coming, you know, a wider of the crease, you know, pitching outside leg stump, going across him, it was not very good for them because they tend to, you know, to fall as they hit the ball. So I get the outside edge, you know, very, very often.
Oh, we're going to talk about your combination with Stain in just a moment. But Samodine asked, Makhaya, your thoughts on Rabada and Nakia Ngidi as a partnership in this current crop and for the future? That's Makhaya just thinking about it. I'm sure we'll get his connection. Other comments coming through. Thank you, KB. Did you hear that one from Samodine, Makhaya?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. It's fine. He asked about Rabada, Nakia, and Ngidi as a partnership currently and for the future.
You know, it's a very good question. I think if we can be able to make them strong, and then I can be able to, you know, not just bowl 4 overs and then someone take a rest, being able to bowl 8 overs on the trot, you know, or 10 if someone is bowling very good. You know, I think Rabada, you know, and Ngidi, they can be the very, very good, you know, combination, the two of them. Because the reason I cannot say Nokia, because Nokia is a banger. Is someone who wants to bowl 150 kilometers an hour. Is not someone who kisses the dick, where you want to see the ball swings. He wants to see the ball bounce. So he can't bowl, you know, a long spell. So Kagiso and Ngidi, they challenge because they are consistent in their length. They are able to play around, you know, the batsmen's weakest links, I should say. So those two, they can be the best for South Africa.
Definitely. Your words to their ears and regards to. Can we talk about game plan? Okay. Let's move into when Dale Steyn came into the scene. How would a captain utilize you and Dale? Okay, Makhaya. We'll get Makhaya on in just a moment. I think he's reconnecting there. But if you are just tuning in, thank you very much. Look says, will Makhaya consider being a bowling coach for the Proteas if he was a pro? Here's a curveball.
Yeah.
What a curveball question. Looks asks, will Makhaya consider being a bowling coach for the Proteas if he's approached?
Is that a question? Oh yeah, without a doubt. I would love that job. But I think, you know, my energy will actually, you know, mess up with them because I'll be so hyper in a way that, you know, it's something that I've been looking forward to do it for my country. And then I will be so excited to be around them and then give them my food of thought and being able to show them the energies that they need to, to keep up with.
Either way, Wesley Balletta says we are all proud of you, Makhaya. And I'm
Thank you
sure
very
you'll do
much.
an awesome job. Imagine, you know what it is? You'll like lift levels of performance. That's, that's what you do in whatever environment you're into.
No, without a doubt, Crystal, you know it yourself, we work together. So I'm that particular person who doesn't want to sit down.
Okay, the one on Dale Steyn and playing with him and how the captains that you played with during that time when you both were there, how would they utilize you both? And what was so good about that combo for you?
You're talking about myself and Dale?
Dale, yeah.
No, Dale Steyn, he was a very good person around, and then he was a hero of the country as well, as we all know. I think when he came in, where he can be able to swing the ball both sides, he can bowl the in-swinger of 140 kilometers an hour, the likes of Waka units they used to do, and Wasim Akram. So he came in, he had that much of talent, where he didn't give anything away. He will run in as a speed of lightning, still deliver, within the same speed of lightning right through the day. So, as a captain, if you have people like that around you, you know that they can take 10 wickets before the end of the day. You have someone who will always challenge, another bowler from another end and says, let's see who's going to take the first 5 for today. Let's see who's going to become, the leading wicket taker of the series. So those kind of things, you really, really motivate each other in a way that your captain doesn't worry, to look into the spinners, because he's got his players, they are fit, they are strong, they want to do the job, So Dale Steyn, he came in and then he injected that as well, from all of us, who are part of that. We were taken about his energy, to add on Marwan on top of that. It was a team to watch.
It certainly was. We enjoyed watching it. Must have been such a great bowling partner then, and it's very different to Pollock, because you were also different at that stage. You had grown.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think, Dale Steyn really grown into the cricket, straight away, within a space of time. He really made a massive difference in a South African team. He really, really, it became that leader as well, where you don't have to worry about anything else. If South Africa plays with any country, the good thing about that, because all the other countries now, they're worried about Dale Steyn. They forgot about the rest of the other bowlers. So the other bowlers, they get that opportunity, to pick up the wickets, while the others are watching about Dale Steyn. The moment Dale Steyn get a rest, they're thinking that, now we can relax. But South Africa hasn't got that. He's got everyone, who's got his own talent, who's got his own, energy, who will be able to close that gap of thinking of the other countries thinking that they can relax. No, not in South Africa.
And I mean, that was so wonderful to watch. It was like a golden period of bowling and performances. I mean, the batting did match up to the bowling. It was special. So thank you, Makhaya.
Thank you, Crystal.
But in facing that, tell us about facing Dale Steyn. If you are back.
I was so fortunate. I didn't face him. I was in his side. Even if in the, I would say, provincial games. No, we never bowled to each other.
Why?
There's no need. We bowlers. we can't injure ourselves because we need each other.
I guess that is the safe option.
Yeah.
Just like listening to you reminiscing a bit, I'm I wish we could have seen you in the IPL.
Oh yeah, you missed out. I had a hat trick, remember? Yep.
Mm.
I had a hat trick. I've got my, what you call, my man of the match, helmet here at home from Calcutta Knight Riders.
2008.
Yep. The first one, the first IPL, the first rounder. Yeah.
And in those bowling, who did you bowl with? Who were your bowling partners there?
Joe, if I can think, because I played for Chennai, Mokol was there. Albi Mokol was there. And then they had a lot of, Indian bowlers, that we have to. Mularicharan was there. It was quite a very good combination,
It's awesome. So awesome catching up with the past with you. But Makhaya, if you had to say your name wasn't on the list and your combinations of bowling partners were not on the list, who is your ultimate bowling combination through the years?
For now, I think you're talking about after us.
Yeah, can go after you.
Yeah, but of course, he has to be Vernon Philando and Delstein.
Mm.
Yep. Because Rabada, he just started, so we haven't seen much of him. It's if he can have someone that he bowls with him regularly. Now, because Vernon Philando is gone, who's going to be his partner? So that person is going to partner with him. He has to make sure that he doesn't only play 2 games and then not play again, play another game, not playing, and then they need to be consistent when it comes to that, so we can be able to match up with them.
Absolutely. Makhaya, it's been so wonderful to chat to you, and thank you to everybody who sent through questions, who's commented throughout this chat. It's been really nice going down memory lane and finding out what really works when it comes to bowling partnerships. Thanks, Makhaya.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Sorry about the earlier on,
Don't you worry. This is that's life under lockdown.
All right.
We will be back again. We're having regular chats on SuperSport's Instagram. I think tomorrow you'll be able to catch up with some rugby chats, but do join us again when we take over SuperSport's Insta Live once more. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.
Thank you, Crystal. Cheers.